go shot by shot.
Whatever Dave wants to do.
I'm sure.
Brent, you can keep talking just because we're live. We can keep
No.
talking.
Yeah, Brent,
We've
do
been
the
talking
intro.
for 20
Yes,
minutes.
Brent, do the intro. Do the intro.
Hey, Rule the Galaxy fans and Real Galaxy friends. Welcome to episode 200. And no, not 200. Not 200. Let's add another 100. 393.
393.
It's ridiculous. If you like us, make sure you smash that like and subscribe button on YouTube because we're live on YouTube. We got our vertical version and our horizontal version, whichever satisfies your viewing pleasure. You can reach us at Rule the Galaxy SW at Twitter, Rule the Galaxy SW at Instagram,
X.
TikTok, Rule the Galaxy SW at gmail.com. Joe, do I got anything else?
Brent, it's like you've been doing this your whole life.
I've been hearing it my whole life. That's for damn sure.
Goodness. Well, it's good to be back. And it is chapter 393 of the Rule the Galaxy podcast. I have an entire page of notes related to who we want to invite as guests. So I can't wait to have your list added to it for the 400th episode. It is going to be an extravaganza like none other. Yes, the 400th episode's right around the corner. Who do you want to hear from? Who do you want to see? What big fish should we go after? We're going for it, folks. Hell or high water. We're going to make it happen. Guess what, guys? For the first time in probably 2 or 3 months, the crew is back together. We had D-Doc.
For the first time in forever.
Brent Dykeman.
That
And
was good.
we added a new guy. We added a new guy who has plenty
he's
to
a
say.
new guy.
The new guy.
We got a new guy,
I just
Alfie
noticed that.
Molinaro. I'm actually going to start with Alfie because it's been so long since I've heard his voice. Alfie, welcome back to the Rule the Galaxy podcast. How are you?
I'm good, man. It's good to be back. It's been a summer, man. Busy. I hate that wasn't able to do any shows, but there's too much going on. And when you're a teenager, you always had the dream of being the cool house when you're the parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
It sucks. I mean, it's a lot of fun, but it also kind of sucks.
How long
That's
until
hilarious.
how long you get into that new place though? You should be getting there soon.
Yeah, we're hoping late October. It should be 100% done.
Nice.
Very cool. Very cool.
Thank you.
That
We'll
means
have
It's been a long time coming.
That means you could put a big ass Christmas tree in that place, right? Depending on the
Brother,
layout of the living room.
There is like 3 complete Christmas sets of decorations in a Connex down there.
Mm,
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
fantastic. Hey, we've got 8 people following us right now. Just to let you 8 followers, viewers, whatever, checking us out. We talk Star Wars all the time, but to kick off the show every week, we do a recap. We check in with everybody. We're friends. We like to hear about our lives, our kids, our wives, our jobs, all those fun things. So, Alfie, sports, what are your kids doing right now? What's going on? It's senior year for your son in football, right?
Yeah, it's senior football. I got my middle daughter. She's in volleyball. We just went to a match tonight. And then Azalea played softball over the summer. She's taking golf lessons now. And I think she went to at least 2 different basketball camps over the summer.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice,
so
nice.
we got a lot going on.
Looking forward to coming and seeing some senior
Mhm.
Friday night football with you guys.
Kind of weird, actually. Friday senior night.
Wow.
Yeah, right out the gate.
Wow.
Guess that keeps everybody from getting hurt to start the season, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
So
Good.
we're building our table this week to be ready for Friday night. I don't know if that's a new thing or not. You have a table, at
Yes.
the.
Yeah.
Okay, you're familiar with that, with the
Yeah.
pictures and the board and all that
Memories.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
The whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
On my Facebook memory yesterday, it has been 15 years since we did Joey's senior night
Yeah.
in football. Had his banner,
Yeah.
all his stuff, everything like that.
Yeah, his banner's on the gate right outside the stadium. Yep.
Nice. Well done. Well done. Well, we're excited for him, for you guys. We've got plenty of things that we're going to talk about with you because lots of things to catch up on. We had a great conversation last week about the Star Wars Marvel comic mashup, the Star Wars Marvel Lego mashup. So we definitely want your input on that. And then we've got some other big topics that you have been chomping at the bit to talk about. So glad to have you back. Glad to have you stirring up the pot
Thank you.
and getting people worked up. I'm going to throw it over to D-Doc. D-Doc, how are you, my friend?
Doing good. Yeah, I kind of caused our delay here. My kids were delaying bedtime. Addison decided to take her bumper out of the side of her bed because, you know, a few months ago she rolled out and bonked her mouth on the ground. So she's had a side bumper. Now she claims I don't need the bunker anymore. She calls it a bunker. But yeah, just some slight delays in getting down here today. But I wasn't feeling great last week. I'm starting to turn the corner. If I sound a little sniffly still, I'm making it past that now. I'm on the happier end of it now. So we're good. I'm excited. I actually have been doing some interesting research just as we started this episode on some topics that I'll bring up for some of the Star Wars talk later. Just some statistics that I found interesting.
I am ready to go. I'm ready to hear everything you have to say. But first, before we hit that, we got to hear from Brent Dykman, who did the intro tonight. Brent, how are you?
I mean, I got caught because I was looking down and started talking, and the live showed up. So anyone has any idea, so I had to run with it. Otherwise, it sounded weird. Yeah, like just trying to get my weekly escape to talk about something that's a little bit different and just look at world in a different way, man. I have done no preparation. I have done no research. So I am just here to respond and react as
Great.
only I can.
And as we always say, Scott Rifen and Steve Glosson are patiently waiting for your reactions.
I guess.
That is a good thing.
If Scott checks in, he's going to talk smack about my backdrop again. So I mean, that's his common refrain.
Well, I'll tell you my real quick catch up. I've got tons of Star Wars stuff that I'm sure you guys will all talk about. I'm just prepared. But last weekend did go down to Nashville, checked out the Foo Fighters for my fourth time seeing them. We got back home from seeing them, and Lori goes, they're playing in Louisville in a couple of weeks if you want. And I was like, how did I luck out and marry the one woman in the world who understands me, gets me, likes sports, and puts up with my Star Wars obsession? But I did. So, but unfortunately, the weekend they're playing in Louisville, we're going to be in Buffalo, hopefully checking out Josh Allen.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah. But I did find some shops in Louisville and Nashville on the way down. And one, just picked this up. I found it. It was $5.
What was it? The Lion's Den?
No, yeah. Well, we stopped in there too, but I didn't bring any. I don't have any show and tell of that. An HK-87 assassin droid.
Nice.
Really nice for $5 at the toy store it's called Rad Toys in Nashville. Fantastic place. If you're in Nashville, go check out that. Britt's still enjoying our discussion on the Lions Den.
It took me a second for it to sink in, and then D-Doc, the Lions Den is an adult novelty shop in the area.
I put that together.
I didn't know if it was national or not, but
so I also got my second Star Wars Micro Machines Action Fleet Y-Wing. I was not going to buy it because I already have one, but I called my daughter at home and I said, remind me, what's the color of the one I've got on my shelf? And she said, it's blue, Dad. And I go, well, this one's red, so it's coming home. So I found that.
Love the box art on those Micro Machines.
It's fantastic box art. And
the colors just look awesome on it.
You know what ruins the box art, though? That plastic window that lets you see the toy through it. That just ruins the box art.
I get it. No. Who wants to see that? As we discussed
like 5 years ago.
As we discussed last week, and Alfie and I discussed online, couldn't pass this up. The Jaina Solo Black Series did show up.
That's a
in the
good one.
all black gear. That is a fantastic character right there, and got a really good bargain on it. So I was really excited about that. Used my Mercari money to buy a Mercari toy without really even spending any money. So that was fantastic. And then, this was on one of my white whales, because at one point in time I had 2 Black Series Cara Dunes. But when all the hubbub was going on, I was able to sell both of them for over $100 each after paying what, $25 for them. Well, at that Rad Toy store also in Nashville, back in mint tin box, Cara Dune, right there. It's just a beautiful character, all set up.
That box looks perfect.
It's fantastic, and I'm telling you what, there was a little like South Louisville antique and toy store. If you guys are ever on the south side of Louisville, it is just room after room and case after case of things you love. And this Rad Toy store in Nashville, fantastic. But the Foo Fighters was off the charts. I would consider, if I could sneak another concert in this year, to go see them, but I don't think I'll have such luck because I've got other things planned. But man, that was a great weekend. Lori and I had a great time, and we found this cool Italian restaurant down there. A guy moved from Napoli, and he started this new Italian restaurant in Nashville. So good, absolutely fantastic. So 2 thumbs up for the trip this weekend. But now we're back to the work week and talking Star Wars, and I'm just glad we're all here. It makes my heart full of joy to see all of us here on this screen. So it's up to you. Floor is yours, guys. I'm just the point guard. I'm just running the show. You guys are the ones who score and rebound. What do we want to cover first? What do we want to talk about?
I got to ask first on the topic you just brought up. Did you ask to meet the owner of the restaurant? Did you do the thing where
100%?
Did you say I need to meet the owner of this place? Because I could tell that's what happened. I'm like, I know Joe was just loving that restaurant and was like, I need to meet the owner. Because dude, that place looked awesome. The art on the walls.
Oh,
I saw your post on Instagram and I was like, oh, Joe's having a blast at this place right now.
All authentic, like brought over from Italy recipes. But I love the Napoli soccer team, right? That's my soccer team in Italy. I have my Napoli hat with me and I didn't bring it. I was going to wear it. And then when we walked in, the lady goes, "Oh, the owner just, he's from Napoli." And I was like, daggone it. I would have maybe got my meal for free with this, right?
I know.
But he is a great guy. He's a really nice
awesome.
guy. I went up and talked to him. Fantastic. So yes, thank you for pointing out how much of a nerd I am. That I like to take.
I love
pictures
that.
with
I think that's great. I think it's cool. I'm sure he appreciated it.
Yeah, it's pricey, but good. I mean, very good meal. So enough of Joe's travels and food extravaganza. We have tons of Star Wars to cover. Do we want to retro and go back to what Alfie missed last week with some of our discussions, or do we want to jump right into the trailer or the hidden trailer or anything like that? The the Starfighter trailer. Brent, I saw you shake your head like what? The one wasn't supposed to come out, but it came out.
I posted it in the GC.
They released it though. Like
they didn't post it online still.
No.
I just watched it.
The Starfighter?
Well,
yes.
Not everything that is on the internet is actually like legal to watch.
I just watched it on YouTube.
I thought you watched the Ahsoka one.
I watched that one again, but I watched when I got home today, I watched the Starfighter one because I hadn't seen it.
Yeah, now, there's not an official trailer out for it still on YouTube. I mean, there's probably a recording, but
no, this one was like straight up, like legit. Like, hold on, let me see if I can.
And while you're doing that, Brent, has everybody checked out? I'll throw this out. Has everybody checked out the Mandalorian Grogu 4K HD Beskar Collector's Edition coming out August 25th?
No.
Holy cow.
Looks good.
D-Doc, if you could pull that up, it's like, it is loaded and packed. I can probably get a pirate edition on Walmart.com, but This is the real deal here online. Industrial Light and Magic just posted this recently.
I thought if I buried my lightsaber, I could.
That's not the official trailer. That's not the teaser.
It doesn't care about our secrets, Kale.
Yeah, you got AI'd, Brent.
Is
Yeah,
that?
That's all. That's AI.
If that's AI, that's fantastic.
That says teaser trailer.
I think they were teasing you.
Yeah, that's
That's not what
it.
they showed at D23, at least. Maybe that could
No.
be another trailer, but
I'm not.
It's not. It's not real.
It's not real. It's not real. It's not real.
It's not real.
Okay. Anyway,
I'm working on this this Beskar edition.
yeah. So that it does look good, and you know my love for physical media, so that I might have to go in the collection there. You know, the only one I don't really have that I want yet, and I don't know why I want it, but I do want it, is the Kenobi series. I need to get that on Blu-ray or 4K or whatever it is now.
Ewan wants that as well.
Yes, he does.
Am I reading it right at $200 for this?
Probably. This thing is fully loaded from what I just saw. It like folds out 4 times out of the
That's
case.
on eBay though.
Alpha, you find it?
I'll keep.
What's that? Oh, I'm watching this AI trailer that Brent was watching.
You've got
'cause
him enticed now, Brett. Alfie's going to check out the AI.
That's like scenes from Blade Runner and then The Force Awakens. It looks good though. They did a great job.
AI's been doing a great job on a lot of Star Wars stuff recently.
Mhm.
Hey, did you guys see Joey had Turtle from
Yes.
gosh, I'm blanking the name of the show now. Entourage. Yeah.
Entourage.
Just had him on as his guest this week.
Jeremy Piven? Oh no, Turtle. Never mind.
Yeah.
It's not Jeremy. Jeremy Piven.
Jerry Ferrara. Funny guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have it up here.
It's white and orange, I think.
There
Yep.
you
220.
go.
That's on Walmart. That thing's fully loaded. I mean, it's got a little bit of everything in there.
Now, is this? So this is best. This
I lost you, D-Doc.
Yeah.
Your mic's not working.
Yeah. You hear me now?
Yeah.
Seamless.
Perfection.
So is this just the movie?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna guess there's some extras in there somewhere for that
I
kind
figured
of price.
for $220, this would be the entire series in the movie. I think that's insane. Am I wrong for thinking that price is insane?
2 metal posters.
I don't think I paid that much for the Lord of the Rings like Blu-ray complete set with like the 27 hours of behind the scene footage.
Somebody will buy it, man. I will buy the movie. I'm not buying that. I'm not spending $220 on that.
Yeah, it was a good movie. It's not that good of a movie.
You know, unless I'm on some wrong thing here, but I don't know. This seems to be what you guys are talking about.
That's exactly what Industrial Light and Magic had posted when I just said that. So, yeah.
It looks cool.
Yeah. Looks great. Is it worth $220 is the question.
For Star Wars stuff, $220 is going elsewhere for me.
Yes.
Like I'll buy a Lego for that price.
100%. I'm already saving my money for the new Y-Wing Lego coming out in January.
Mm-hmm.
The new set. Cannot wait. All right, so I threw us a curveball by doing that, and Brent got thrown a curveball by thinking he had seen. Alfie sent us in the text group, Brent, the Starfighter trailer. Outside of Starfighter and Ahsoka, I'll just start this ball rolling. Was there much in D23 that caught your eye? I mean, I know but they mentioned Zero Company, right? The game.
Mhm.
Yep.
Did they
The
really go that deep into characters, figures, toys, Legos? Did it get that deep into that? I didn't. They're gonna wait till New York Comic Con or something like that to, or just wait until Celebration to put all that out.
Yeah, it might be some celebration stuff. What's funny is going back to what Alfie says, as far as like Star Wars goes, if you look at like the videos or the images that get the most hits, it's anything that has to do with Anakin or Hayden Christensen. He really is like he really is the guy of Star Wars.
Yeah,
Brent always attributes success to popularity on TikTok. And I'm not saying you're right or wrong, but I'm just saying that is one of your metrics. That you made that with the Minecraft movie, and I think there was something else. It escaped me, right? But anyway, Anakin is by far the most popular Star Wars character on TikTok. I mean, it's nonstop videos of Anakin's fall and his redemption. My favorite's
Yeah.
being Purple Rain right now. That's a really good one. Anyone that uses Purple Rain
I've
or Sign of
seen
the
those.
Times.
So
Okay.
this is what I was going to say statistically that I thought was interesting. The Ahsoka trailer got my phone won't show up. The trailer for Ahsoka on Twitter got 37,000 likes, which is good. 4.1 million views, 37,000 likes. The picture of Anakin's winter jacket, just his jacket that he's going to wear, that's the callback to Clone Wars, got 49,000 likes on it.
Mm-hmm.
So the trailer for the show alone gets 37,000, and a picture of Anakin's jacket gets 49,000 likes on it.
I've brought it up before. I ask all the kids at school, my kids' friends, do you like Star Wars? Some of them really like Star Wars. Some of them have no idea. Boy, girl, it doesn't matter. They all say their favorite character is Anakin Skywalker. Either Dark, it's the boys like Dark Lord Anakin for that brief period of time in Episode 3, and girls all think that he's hot.
I'll second that conversation. I agree. He is the most viral and the most talked about at the moment.
And one thing I find really interesting, because I'm a nerd and I love reaction videos. I love watching people's reactions to the Star Wars trilogy, among other things. But people who are just watching for the first time, it's very interesting to see how great of an actor they think Hayden Christensen is in Episode 2 and 3.
really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's Shakespearean,
Compared to the way that he was viewed 20 years ago, it's night and day.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the same thing that I keep trying to say. Like, a lot of the kids that you're talking to were 3, 4, 5, not even looked at when they were young, not even born when they came out. There is going to be a group of people that are going to like the sequel trilogies just because that's what they were first shown, or that's what they identified with when they saw it.
I don't think so.
I guarantee you, if we were sitting on a podcast in 2000, you'd be saying the same thing about Anakin Skywalker.
No, because I liked Anakin Skywalker in 2000.
I'm torn on it. I do think there will be people like Ryan McGee always says, Rey is his daughter's Luke.
Mm-hmm.
She was a certain age when Rey was introduced, and so she followed that story. She was rooting for Rey.
Right. Now, see, I agree with you about the kids in that time frame when the movies came out. I disagree with you on people who in the future are going to see that for the first time. Because I'm watching, for example, when I watch people do reactions, I would say 75% of the channels that I watch reactions to never watch past The Force Awakens. They might watch Solo. They all watch Rogue One, but almost none of them ever watch The Last Jedi or The Rise of Skywalker.
Interesting.
And I guess what I'm getting at is like, so Joey, like this is coming from your son. I've heard him say this, and I don't know if it's changed or not. But when we first started doing this podcast 5 or 6 years ago, he had one of the baseball Cubs outfielders on. They talked about what was your Star Wars, and Joey reluctantly will say that like the sequel trilogy was what he considers to be his Star Wars. He's not happy about it because of the way the directions that it went. But like he identifies because of Kylo. I think he identified with Kylo, and like I've heard him say that the sequel trilogy is probably what he would consider to be his trilogy or his Star Wars. Am I speaking out of turn with that?
Yeah, I mean it's up and down because he was 6, 9, and 12 when the prequels came out. So for that time frame, he was ate up with that stuff. I think he was saying like he felt this was the first time like adult adult Joey was taking into Star Wars because he likes the original trilogy, but I do think he grew up being a sequel like D-Doc, in that sequel or prequel era. I think he is such a big fan of Adam Driver.
Right. I think that
it was hard for him to not or to separate himself from Kylo Ren and Adam Driver and Ben Solo.
Mm-hmm.
He was attached to that because he wanted to see that come to fruition.
That's the frustrating thing to me about this drive for this minority of fans that want this Hunt for Ben Solo movie, because Adam Driver is a fantastic actor and he did a great job with just absolute dog shit in the sequel trilogy. He's the best thing in there by far, but like I keep saying, it's like winning the NIT. Who gives a fuck? It's all so bad that wow, you're the best thing in a pile of shit. Awesome. Good for you.
I actually saw him talking in an interview, and I don't think it was a recent interview. I don't know when the interview was from, but he was talking about the direction of Kylo Ren. And his direction was supposed to go darker and darker and darker.
Yep. And he wanted it to. He wanted to be he wanted to be the next Darth Vader. He wanted to be the next big baddie.
Yeah. Was that an older interview? I just know that it was making circulation. I didn't look to see when that interview was from, but he was very openly just like, yeah, this was the direction this was supposed to go, and then they changed it like last minute pretty much.
Yeah, focus groups, dude. They changed a lot of it because of focus groups. What I was going to get to, though, was because Joey said that was, like, when I heard him say that, and it may have changed, whatever, but Joey's kids, like, they're going to grow up with, like, the sequels or being shown sequels, and potentially those kids are going to be the ones that are going to gravitate towards the sequel trilogies. I think that they will be there. It just takes time.
I don't know if they'll be there because David was 9, and when we were in Galaxy's Edge this time in Disney, he's like, "Why haven't I watched like these newer movies as much as the other ones?" And I was just like, "We'll watch them eventually." He doesn't know as much about them, but
is part of that
is that you or is that
that's me? That's me. That's me. I'm running.
But Brent, to go along with your point, I'll say this, and I know Alfie sees it every day when I go to check my Star Wars Twitter, my Rule the Galaxy Twitter, there is somebody on there just ranting and raving, talking about the Acolyte and how great it was. There's somebody on there saying, why are we not getting season 2? There's somebody on there saying we should be getting more of this character, or we should be getting the sequels of Rey and Poe and Finn, because they didn't get to tell their whole story. So we talk about it in Star Wars all the time, and I think it's one of the key things that we mention is there's something in Star Wars for everybody. And some people, they glom on to that one thing, and they are not going to let it go. It's like a dog with a bone. They're just going to hold on to it, and they're going to die on that mountain. That's where they're going to take it to.
My feelings about the sequel trilogy are pretty out in the open. I don't think it's a mystery. But I really enjoyed The Force Awakens. with my son. Getting, that was his Star Wars. It's made specifically for him. He hated The Last Jedi. That movie destroyed him in his love and any hope of loving, continuing to love the character of Kylo Ren or the sequel trilogy Star Wars. When he destroyed the mask, I get the whole subverting expectations and all that crap. He hated that. He was out 100%. So you built him up with one movie and then completely destroyed it in the next. I watched it firsthand in real time.
Yeah, and
It's the same
I
thing.
can I can say too with what Brent was saying about what Joey said. I felt a similar way when Force Awakens came out, where it was like I remember me and Meg just got our first apartment together. I felt like I was really like on my I felt like I was really like on my own because I never went away to college. So like I was just saving money and working and living at my parents' house. I had my own plumbing van and was just driving back to my parents' house. But I felt like I was on my own, and it was the first time where I was just like, a new Star Wars movie is coming out. I grew up loving Star Wars, and then I got back into Legos at that time. That's when I bought them. My mom actually got me the Millennium Falcon from that. Was like, I just remembered you loved Legos and you loved Star Wars and whatever, and that got me back into the Lego collecting. Like that's when it started during that time. So the sequels I look at as still a special time because it was really like that second chapter of Star Wars fandom for me. But it was the first time I left the theater watching a Star Wars movie and I saw it with friends who were like not the biggest Star Wars fans, and they were like, after Last Jedi, they were like, "Oh, it was pretty cool," and I was just like, I don't know how I felt about that actually. I was like, this is a strange feeling right now.
I'm going to ask you guys a question before we get into more stuff. What are you most excited about next? Ahsoka season 2, Maul season 2, Starfighter, or a possible new trilogy?
That's a good list. I'll start it off because you guys could probably bring more nuance to it. But I'll say Starfighter and Ahsoka's a very close second. I'm just really excited for Starfighter. Just listening to interviews of Sean Levy talk about that movie, he loves that movie and he loves the idea of it. And I'm a sucker for the jacket with the upside down Rebel logo that looks like a skull. So
Yeah, that
I'm
jacket's
excited.
tough.
Yeah. I'm really excited for Starfighter. I think like just the look of Ryan Gosling's face, I feel like they know they're like, you guys are about to be blown away by this thing. They only gave us a freaking I wouldn't even say they gave us like a pinky toe in the water for what they showed at D23. But Ahsoka 2 looks freaking awesome, man.
Yeah.
The visuals look incredible in it.
I think they definitely took that up a notch. Alfie, how about you?
Right now I'm gonna say Ahsoka season 2, simply because this looks like a project that has the possibility of expanding in a positive way. I'm really hoping this isn't a one season and done with Thrawn. It really looks like to me like you could be setting up a long run of a storyline here.
All right. Interesting.
That's
Brent, how about? Go ahead.
Alfie. Sorry, and I hate to keep bringing up comparisons, but I mean, if this is going to be the best version of Heir to the Empire that we get, I don't want it to end in one season. I want it to go. I want this season to end in peril and doubt and make me want more Star Wars. That's really what I'm looking for right now, is a project that makes me want more. Not, man, I just want to get this over and done with and move on to the next thing.
Brent, any of those?
I'm
get
not
inspired?
I'm not looking forward to any sort of internet reaction to any of these things. because it doesn't matter, like, right? But so I don't know. I hesitate to think that they're going to do more TV and the Disney Plus series as much as we want them. I just hesitate because it wasn't being fruitful. They weren't making a lot of money off of it. Because as you say, Alfie, it's Fugazi.
Yeah,
But-
nobody knows how they make money.
Right. Right, and they weren't making the money, so they were slowing down. And like as you see, it's a damn trickle now. There's resets all over the place to try to reset the culture. So even if it leaves you in peril, are we gonna get something? I don't know. And then if you do, it'll be a 3-year wait for it because it's got to go through the movie making process because these things are basically movies. They're just broken up in a little bit longer in time frame.
Yeah.
The way that they shoot them, the way that they film them, the way that they write them, these things are like mini movies. So, am I excited for them? Absolutely. I like Star Wars. Will I be annoyed by the stands of whatever series that came before it that, oh my God, if it could only have been this. Get over it. Just allow somebody to tell a story and get lost in the story.
It was like the third comment of the official trailer.
I mean, I believe you, right? But like, it's like,
It's
what
like
have you done?
immediately straight to Andor, straight to.
So this is something that I think it was FJ DeSantos, who was on Rebel Force Radio, right? Another podcast. He worked on like a Transformers thing.
Yep.
And basically what happened and what he said is everyone hates the newest one and they long for the one that was like 2 or 3 ago. So he'd be working his tail off to put out the next series and people would be like, this series sucks. And then they were saying that same stuff about whatever came out the series before it. So it's like, essentially it just goes on and on and on. And you start to look back and say, oh, it wasn't that bad. But like, it's just people, like you said, are going to latch on to certain things. And as much as I feel like I just need to delete all social media because I don't like, while it does have the power for good, you get caught up in the negativity way more than you do the power for good.
Yeah.
Focus on the boobs.
The
Then you
bottom
won't be disappointed.
the bottom line with movie commentary, and it's with a lot of things in the modern world, movie commentary has gotten into politics where you have one section of people where everybody just says all movies suck now. Doesn't matter. They're going to find a way to say it sucks. And then you have another faction where they say it's great. And then the movies this section loves, the other side says sucks. And they all make money off of it. And they all make a ton of money off of it. Just saying everything sucks.
And I feel like that existed back in our childhood. It's just that it was fewer and farther between, and you actually had to go find it, to where now it's in your face if you are following certain things. I like the algorithms. If you follow Star Wars and watch a Star Wars things, the algorithm is going to throw you everything that has a tag of Star Wars at you, and you're just going to be inundated with both sides, like potentially both sides, but most of the time the one side, and then you're just going to be like, everyone hates Star Wars when that's not the case because people love Star Wars. It's
thinking back to being a kid in the 70s and the early 80s, your ways of knowing about these things were the morning talk shows like Good Morning America or the Today Show, the late night talk shows, Johnny Carson, etc., and the newspaper where you had TV and movie critics writing, exposés or editorials about certain things coming out, and then magazines. That was it.
Like Starlog.
Yeah, I mean, you had all that's replaced now by instant gratification, instant anger on the internet. I mean, who's going to wait and say, "Oh my gosh, the release is"? I mean, even to the Phantom Menace, right? TRL Live, right? That was where they released the video to where we could see the preview of the Phantom Menace with the music video. That was scheduled, timed out viewing, right? We don't do that anymore. It's on your phone. You just see it, you go, and then people can react right away. and we're all allowed to.
It doesn't even have to be the instant negativity. It can be the instant over the top positivity as well, because they're being influencers. Just like the people that were like surprised by Pablo Pascal being in the Mandalorian costume on the Falcon ride. No, they were influencers that were told to be there. Yeah, they might have gotten surprised because they didn't know it was going to be, but they were told to be there at a certain time and to post about it.
Yeah.
So like, there's just not a sincerity. There's a lot of insincerity that is there. There's a lot of cynicism. It's just me being the old man shaking at the clouds, and I hate to be the poo-pooer, but like, I am excited for everything that comes out. I allow myself to suspend my disbelief. I do not think that I can be a Hollywood movie writer or a movie maker like it seems like Twitter thinks that they can be.
You guys, I don't know if you remember this correctly, or correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe before The Acolyte came out on this podcast, and we probably could go back and look and see, when we were being told that we were going to have basically a Dark Lord of the Sith or whatever and a Sith Acolyte, we were like, on a show? We get that 100%. As a show? I'm in. They're like, it's a mystery related to a Sith and his apprentice?
Oh, yeah. Dark side point of view?
Yeah, let's go. We were all
fired up.
We were fired up. We were on the hype train. We were on the Starfighter hype train.
And then Basil shows up and becomes D-Doc's favorite character.
Yep. And you can, I'm not trying to talk myself up, but you could go back and go to our trailer review, and I was the one who said, this doesn't look right. There's
something's off here.
Yeah, it doesn't look right. And it didn't. And it turned out to be a big piece of crap. And that's where I completely agree with you about the cynicism, Brent. And I'm overly optimistic about stuff. But then at the same time, I'm like, everything they make now sucks.
We're witnessing, in my opinion, I think we're witnessing a change with how Hollywood and even brands as a whole deal with influencers now, though, because in the Lego community, there's the Lego Ambassador Network, and there's been a big pushback on it because Lego's been releasing all these expensive sets, and all the Lego Ambassador Network people share it, and they say it's a great set, you should go buy it, but they're all getting the set for free. So people have pushed back on LAN so hard that Lego has changed their full policy for it. It's not called the Lego Ambassador Network. People will still be gifted them, but there's no guidelines as to what the people have to follow anymore because people started to realize it was BS. For the Odyssey, they did not give any previewings of that movie to a single influencer, and that movie made $1 billion. They did not give any influencers early screenings of it. And they didn't get access until like after it was released to the general public, which I've seen some of the movie people that I follow saying like that it's kind of been happening more with movie releases where maybe they're like, maybe we don't want all these talking heads out there saying it's a great movie, which a lot of the guys I follow are usually very objective. So it's like I have like just a select few of movie people that I like to follow. Because like I said earlier, a lot of people are going to hate it no matter what or love it no matter what. But I think people are trying to change the way they use influencers for marketing because it turns people off sometimes.
Like the girl who sat behind Brent.
What's that?
Like the girl who sat behind Brent.
Everything that I hate about the influencer culture. I mean, I think I agree with you. I think there was this correction of like, oh, this is going to be a cheaper way of doing things and instead of spending the $1 billion that we would by making the toy, we can spend 300 million or 300,000 and we can give these people free stuff and let them talk about it because they have followers and they have people and their reach is going to reach as much as making these toys. Right. So it was a business decision to cut back and use influencers as marketing. I just think we're still in an infancy of the streaming wars, and they're starting to they're almost in the middle ages of the streaming wars, and there's still some that are dropping off and or combining forces and just becoming the new cable. And because of the streaming wars, we consume media in a completely different way, and people just don't know how to market to that way. And I don't know. Like, yeah, there are some that find it. Like you say, Odyssey made $1 billion. Alfie, I think you were on here 3 weeks ago, or maybe 4 weeks ago, last time that I was on here, and we talked about Spider-Man, and you said it's gonna be big and be successful, and it blew all expectations out of the waters.
Right.
That movie went off the charts.
I still
So-
can't get my, and this is my point. I don't care about all this marketing stuff and influencer stuff. I just find everything they make to be so boring.
Eh,
Like,
I think it's
as
focused-
much as I love Game of Thrones, and I've read the books like 5 times all the way through. I've watched the series multiple times. I went to break yesterday and was like, oh God, there's another episode of House of the Dragon. Oh no, wait, that series is over. It ended. That's how into it I was. I was taking a week to watch an hour episode of House of the Dragon because it's just so boring.
The last episode was good, but
But everything
lot of
before
build-up.
it just, and I don't. None of the characters are likable.
I could say
besides
House
Matt
of the
Smith.
Dragon. House of the Dragon this season reminded me of Andor, where it was like you needed a lot of build up for payoff. Where it was like where you had to have a lot of ground
But-
laid out.
But it's just not House of the Dragon. It's show after show. Like, how do you make a? I've collected Punisher comics my entire life, and I can't watch the show because it's so boring. Like, how do you make a boring Spider-Man movie? How do you make a boring Punisher series? Not once, but like 3 times. I don't get it, and I don't understand how people like it. That's what just I don't understand at all. Is how people like this stuff.
You know what's funny is I still keep finding shows, streaming shows on different things that I like, whether it's Hulu, whether it's Amazon Prime, whether it's Apple TV, whether it's Netflix. I still will find something where I'm like, I can't wait for the next episode, or I'm going to binge through this. There are things out there being made that are really good. I don't know. I when it comes to Star Wars, they're few and far between. So
I keep seeing that Slow Horses one brought up online, Joe, which I need to watch that one. I know you mentioned that, so
love it. It's one of my favorite shows.
it's on the list.
Do we have? Can we put the Ahsoka trailer up and walk through it? Can we do that?
And before I do it, the other statistic I had,
Love it.
which I don't know if this is fair, but the Ahsoka trailer on YouTube has 4 million views. And the Avengers Doomsday, which obviously is bigger than Ahsoka, has 66 million views.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I expected the Ahsoka trailer to have more than 4 million views. Like, is the hype there for this? Is my question, because I think it looks amazing.
It's
I
a
think the
TV
hype
series.
The hype is there for Star Wars fans.
right.
Yeah.
The Avengers is across. It goes across multiple things.
Yeah,
It's a
close.
TV
It's
series
not a
on
fair
a
comparison.
streaming service that almost no one watches anything on besides Bluey.
That's why I was like, let me be more fair and go to the Vision trailer that Vision's new show, which to be honest with you, I really couldn't care about that show.
Vision
The fact
Quest?
that we're still like completing the WandaVision story when that was like the birth of Disney Plus's story, and like we've all kind of forgotten about it at this point. Like, I don't have anything against Vision, but I'm just like, what do I need to know to watch this show? That has almost 12 million views. So I'm like, how does Vision Quest have 3 times the amount of views as Ahsoka's trailer? Because I feel like Ahsoka's trailer was awesome, which we're going to show right now. But I don't know. Maybe I'm not being fair with the Marvel comparison.
I think Star Wars is becoming more and more of a niche fandom. I do. I mean, it's not spreading across genres, and I think the Marvel still is. So go ahead, start her up.
All right, we'll just clip it. And Alfie, you tell me when to stop because
Yeah,
I know you had
tell us.
a ton of stuff.
Tell me, Ahsoka. What troubles you?
So this is the snow planet, obviously, where he's going to be wearing.
Looks
it
a
a
lot
snow-
like Ilum.
I think it's the world between worlds. Yes, it's the snow planet, but I feel like that's the world between worlds.
No,
I feel like there's going to be
maybe.
quite a world.
I think
between
it's a
worlds.
flashback because she's usually adult in World Between Worlds, isn't she?
And
No,
if you look in this shot
So
right
she's-
here, is that the
that looks this to me. That looks similar to the world between worlds when she first met Anakin and where she became Ahsoka the White when she came out of the world between worlds.
Okay.
That's what that looked like to me.
Those
Which
are
is why-
stormtroopers there.
those are the night troopers that Thrawn brought back, and is that the I don't know what were the coffins that they brought back?
That's Dathomir, it looks like.
Yeah, that looks like Dathomir, and it's the rebel
'Cause-
like special forces that they're fighting.
And there's a bow and arrow, a Night Sister bow and arrow over there to the side, isn't there?
Mhm.
Which those look awesome in
Yeah.
this trailer.
What troubles you?
And there she's with clones.
Dead clones.
Yep.
So her and Anakin are walking up on Clone Wars Anakin or Attack of the Clones Anakin there, it looks like. Am I wrong? Doesn't that look like two Anakins in that shot?
No, that I think that's the Dark Jedi guy.
Okay.
He killed his clones.
Oh.
That has a green lightsaber.
That he's got two handles.
Not
on.
necessarily green. It looks more of a like greenish blue. Because compare it to Ahsoka's green.
Go to the next,
And-
but yeah, I was gonna say go to the next shot. It looked like it was green. Looked like it was the same color to me.
And
but-
does he have a beam? You mentioned it between the two handles right there.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he does.
That was a Darth Vader swipe right there.
Yes, it was.
I'm always walking by your side.
Force Ghost.
See, now this Force Ghost scene to me made me think. I feel like Anakin's going to be a main character for this entire show. When he says I'm
Probably.
always walking, when he says I'm always walking by your side, I'm like, I feel like he's going to be in flashbacks for World Between Worlds, but he's also going to be showing up as a Force Ghost a lot. I might be wrong about that.
No, I
Like
think
maybe he's going to fight the Force gods.
yeah, because we're talking about the Mortis kind of setup here, and
Mhm.
where he could be the father of. Yeah, so big play in here. Go ahead.
I think this is going to be a fallen Jedi. Maybe one of Dooku's apprentices that they're sent to deal with. And he's going to be using this as an example for her of her questioning the Jedi Order, what it meant to be a Jedi. Was he right or wrong in leaving the Order?
Lucas filmed in the
Citizens
red.
of the glorious empire, I have returned. I took an oath to protect the empire. I therefore declare
We had Hera, Jason, Ezra, and who in that hallway? I didn't.
The one guy was the New Republic. One of
He's the
main-
dad of the kid from Resistance. The one
Oh,
who
yeah.
said that everything from the first season was a make-believe story. But if you go back a little bit,
I took an
Where-
oath to protect.
Taz's dad. Yeah.
Thrawn is looking out the viewport into looks like Dathomir.
Okay.
The glorious.
Mm-hmm.
You want
can
me
get a
in
clear
that?
shot right there of what I believe is this weapon on the front of the
Glorious
ship.
empire.
Yeah, they're building something there. They're putting something on the front of it.
I have returned.
And like in that shot, there's more destroyers to the side.
Oath to protect.
Yeah, he's got some gear.
The empire. I therefore declare war.
that's
this shot
not
looks
the
amazing.
how do you pronounce it? His ship,
Chimera.
Chimera.
Chimera. I always say Chimera. I don't know because I'm an idiot, I guess. Chimera. Yeah,
And
that's not his ship.
did we see a Silamari behind Thrawn on that
Yes, the
shot?
same from Rebels
Here.
that was in his office.
Okay.
Doesn't that look as polished as it gets though for Star Wars to me? Like
Mhm.
that's one thing I thought is I just thought the visual effects look excellent in this. Looks like they've taken their time with it.
Of the Rebel Alliance.
These are awesome.
Alpha, you brought up mole miners. They're
Yeah.
not dropping torpedoes. These things are landing and letting troopers out of them, correct?
Right.
Yeah, because you'll see it in the next right here.
Yeah. Oh, they're letting Night Sisters out.
Out of vision.
Dude, that shot of the Night Sister yelling there is badass.
Well, and that's the green stuff that they emit when they die.
Oh.
So are these the ones that were brought back to life from the caskets?
Interesting. I'm gonna have to
Because
watch Ahsoka season 1 again.
At this time, Dathomir's dead, right? There's nothing.
Yeah.
there.
So you're right, Alpha. He brought back to life the troopers. Did he bring back to life all the Night Sisters that are set in that?
Yeah, because they took all those caskets from Peridia
Right.
onto his ship.
Okay.
So are they taking them to Dathomir
vision.
and like
Hold up.
making zombies?
So Ahsoka and Sabine are still in Peridia,
Mhm.
correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They're gonna use that temple to then teleport themselves back into the regular world. So they're gonna go
possibly.
they're gonna go into that and then come out and go into the world between worlds and come out. So they're fighting Thrawn.
Right, and save Ben Solo.
Who's our dude with the mask?
There was art of that character that they showed at D23. We
And
don't know
he's
yet.
He's
Got,
got
like,
two
tusks.
red lightsabers. Is that what that looks like?
No, that's the ritual that you can see the Great Mother is behind them. Remember in the first season?
Yes.
They made that triangle.
Mm-hmm.
What did you see? More.
Now,
Those
if
B-wings
you
look
back
badass.
back up the B-wing shot
Oof.
all the way to where the B-wings are in front of the destroyer.
Okay.
I know, and
Sure.
you get a nice time frame right there because we now know that Sabine is a natural blonde. Right there on the front of that destroyer, you see the opening at the front.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, if you follow the shot, that's the Chimera, and it's still in the ring.
Oh, you're right.
Which is now a weapon instead of a hyperspace traveling thing. Or
Right.
Okay.
And I'm not going to ask you to try to do it because it's very hard to do. But if you pause at the right time, there is a destroyer in the top left that looks like it has the New Republic insignia on it.
Oh, so they recommissioned as they were doing in some of the other shows we watched.
I think they're dropping those pods at Corellia, where they were decommissioning the destroyers, and they were actually making them into the Republic ships. And so we're getting the scene from Heir to the Empire, right, where they attack the shipyards, use the mole miners, and they take all the ships. I think that's what he's. And if you watch that scene with the bombers, you can see gaps in between, and it looks like they're dropping them on different ships.
Okay.
Interesting.
More and more danger than I thought.
Balin claimed to have knowledge of a power.
So he knew Balin, as we know from previous stuff.
Mhm.
And they opened some type of Jedi temple there, like Ezra and Kanan did in Rebels.
Right.
Okay.
That's the temple
One
I'm
that-
talking about. I feel like they're gonna use that as like a world between worlds teleport to go to Lothal or go to somewhere. Because Yoda was in that.
Mm-hmm. Talk to Ezra.
So was
in it.
the Emperor.
Yeah, the Emperor did it as well.
Chopper.
It was a
Zed.
great shot.
Ezra. Reminds me of Return of the Jedi right there.
Hmm
I'm
And if
how
you
I walked away
notice
from the Jedi.
during the trailer, if you pay attention, every time they show a space battle, the color of the planet below them is different. So it's not just one. There's multiple. One's red, one's green, and one's blue.
Blue.
Let's go. This is going to be Thrawn's real live action debut, I feel like.
Is that Anakin
yeah.
down right
He
there?
looks like Han Solo.
Yes. Yes, it is. That's after I think he throws the tree at him.
Okay.
He looks like Han Solo here, though, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Away from the Jedi.
This is your trial, Ahsoka.
Now, where is Ezra at on that planet?
Looks like when at the beginning of the trailer, there's U-wings going down on Dathomir, and it looks like he's in them.
Okay. Dude, I think they're cooking with this, man. I really do.
This is your trial, Ahsoka. Maybe time to decide. Are you a Jedi? Or not?
That was the war between worlds thing or graphic, wasn't it?
Yes, yes, it was. Now, if you go back to the shot right before Anakin starts talking, there's a space shot.
And somebody who's fighting here with the green lightsaber has a very mystic lightsaber. It's a very ethereal
Enoch
lightsaber.
has like a staff with the.
Trial, Ahsoka.
Okay, yeah, let this play.
Yeah, right there.
That looks
Similar
awesome.
to what Morgan had last season, the Blade of Talzin, I think it was called.
I mean, dude, that guy is Ezra. Like, that is crazy, actually, the actor who they got to portray him.
Yeah.
Like, he is perfect for the role. And he loves it, man. He's on Instagram all the time talking about, like, he said this is
he's all in.
He said it's brought his love for acting back, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, he said he was just going to stop acting. And
Yeah,
this
he
is-
was done.
Yeah. Which fires me up. You got people invested in this.
Time to decide.
Alfie, did I go too far for what you're looking for?
No, I don't think so. I think you can keep going. We got a nice little General Grievous here with
I love the
yellow
blades.
lightsabers.
Yeah. I have to buy one of those. Shin-Hati.
Okay, a little bit more, I think. The next, right here. Look at this shot, and you can see all the cruisers that are destroyed.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah. See, there's one in the top right that's like cut in
Breaking
half. The one on the left is on fire.
Interesting. So you think this is signs of New Republic taking an L here?
Oh yeah, I think this is going to be. We're going to see the Thrawn tactician here. That's going to suck the New Republic
Okay.
into a big loss.
While we're doing this, let's stop for a second. This is 5 to 10 years after Return of the Jedi, correct?
I believe
This is
so.
Boba Fett time. This is Mandalorian time.
Yeah, because this is before
It's before the sequel trilogy.
before Rebels too, right?
Not Rebels.
After Rebels?
Rebels is before the original trilogy.
Rebels is before New Hope.
Okay.
But it's coming out in April of 2027, Brent. Just
Is
kidding.
it?
No,
Is it?
I'm just kidding.
I deserve it. I mean, I gave Alfie a hard time about him buying a helmet that was going to be delivered on January of 2024, but it turned out to be January of 2025.
No, I still laugh. I listened to the show again. I laughed when you were like, that's still coming. I'm like, Brent, it's already been April.
It's still coming though.
Yeah, Alfie, they kind of make that look like it's a win for the Ghost driving through there, but they look like they're probably getting out of Dodge.
Or not.
I know. Ron will always say you don't have to win the battle to win the war. So I can also see, if you're going to try and say that he's a tactician, I can also see him taking an L and him sitting back and say, all in due time, or some crap like that.
I think that the series will be like tactical defeats until the big reveal at the end, and he wins. Not necessarily wins, because we know he doesn't really win, but you know what I'm saying. He wins the big battle, and they realize they're cooked.
Hey, D-Doc, scroll down just a second. Go the other direction, please. Stop. What in the hell is on the right-hand side right now?
Jack Black.
Is that what that is? I can't see. I just saw like a tankini on a fat man. And I was like,
Yes.
what the hell is that?
That is Jack Black in a Saturday Night Live skit making, I guess, talking about the movie 300. It's called 301.
Yeah.
And
I mean, he's also a Star Wars alum.
Yes.
Him and Lizzo.
Alfie, quick question.
Mhm.
So we've discussed that this could be a variation, a sleight of hand trick to pull the Thrawn trilogy in without actually doing the Thrawn trilogy.
100%.
Now I know in the past you were a little disgruntled because you were like, man, they're going to throw Rey into the middle of the Thrawn trilogy and just replace Luke with it. But do you feel that looking at this, they've just replaced Luke with Ahsoka into the Thrawn trilogy?
You know, I've been reading a lot about, this discussion the past few days, because how do you say that the big three don't get the call here? The bat phone on their desk doesn't ring. Especially, you're going to tell me that the only Jedi Master left doesn't feel like an army of force-wielding witches using all their powers to make a zombie army? And that's a little iffy, because he's not in solitude right now. He's not cut off from the Force. Yeah,
he's off gallivanting with Lando.
You always say,
and
like,
Ben.
okay, in the Thor movie, why didn't he call Tony Stark? Where's Iron Man at? In the Batman movie, why didn't Superman show up when the chips were down, right? So I get that. You have to suspend your logic for a little bit, but I mean, it's Luke Skywalker we're talking about. He would be two people with lightsabers show up on a Republic cruiser. You don't immediately call Leia Organa and say, hey, I know your brother's busy, he's off, but do you have a way to reach him? We think this is important. And I get, Han Solo isn't a general anymore. He's not needed. You don't need the fastest hunk of junk in the galaxy, but it kind of seems like you do. It just seems like this would be a very good way to set that story up. To say, hey, I know we can't really do it all out, but we can reset to this point and then bring in, the Avengers to wrap this up.
And that would really put asses in the seat when the people who are on the fringe hear that that's where the storyline is going, if that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
So
I keep saying, it feels like you were building up to this, but for some reason you abandoned it, and then now it feels like you're kind of building up to that again. Just watching that trailer, it's hard for me to imagine that we're getting one season of Thrawn. Like, this has wrapped up in a nice little bow kind of ending in a season.
Is there talk that this could be the last season of the show?
Nobody really knows, because they're not supposed to make any more TV shows.
Yeah, there's talk that animated on Disney Plus is the way to go, because you don't have the expense, you don't have the structure. You can buzz through and say, oh, we're going to make a season much quicker than you're going to make a live action.
The last that I know of from the Disney Corporation was Iger saying that they're going to slow down, but that was also 2 or 3 years ago. and they have slowed
Mhm.
down in that realm. And it was right around the time that the Acolyte was bombing. It was right around the time that there was other things that were bombing that were on Disney Plus from Marvel and other things that just didn't get the traction that they were hoping to get. And it was also back when their subscriptions were slowing too, because they expected to, like, once they opened up to like China and India and the other major population centers, that they would get the money in from those areas, and it just the subscriptions never matched what they were expecting.
You're putting the guy in charge now who really kept Star Wars going between movies, between trilogies, with the Clone Wars, with Rebels, with now he's got Maul out there with Bad Batch. Filoni and his group, because I know there's a lot of them, whether it's Carrie Beck or whoever in that group, they know how to whip out those animated stories, and they also know that the animated is cheaper, quicker, and it bonds the whole thing together. It makes it to where you can bridge things to each other. So I'm a big believer that animated works better on the small screen and make movies on the big screen of the live action. But that's just my point of view. But I'm reading more and more. You're going to see quite a bit more Anakin, quite a bit of Balin Skull. You're going to see Abeloth in this series. Thrawn's really going to come to the forefront. So that's a lot going on, and to try to whip that all together into one season, I find it's really hard to put all those pieces in place and say, let's tie it up in a bow, as Alfie said, in 8 to 10 episodes.
It really seems like you have the makings here for, we talk about all these projects that you just keep writing and writing and rewriting and rewriting. Seems like you have the makings of something here. Why don't you build a little momentum and go with it?
I agree. That trailer fires me up, though. It makes me want to watch the first season of Ahsoka.
And that's coming out January of 2027. Do we don't have any real way to show the little snippet of Starfighter, do we?
I could find a way. I just need to make sure it's not Brent's version.
And if anybody needs a breakaway, because you guys all have real jobs where you have to get up real early in the morning.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I've been up since 1:30 this morning.
That is impressive. Yeah, they don't have it on YouTube, so
okay.
I would have to go into.
Well, I'm so here's the things I'm seeing on that. One, Alfie, thanks for sharing that with us, and I did really enjoy that. That's scheduled for May 28th of 2027. It's happening 5 years after the Rise of Skywalker. From the rumors, there's no Skywalkers in it, no big legacy characters in it. It's in a new section of the galaxy. Gosling's name is Cade Oberon?
Skywalker.
And Sean Levy says he wants to make this the spirit of A New Hope while introducing all new characters and locations. So that's what I got. And besides the little sizzle we saw, that was pretty good. It wasn't too much. It was just a little bit of stuff, but still was good to see it.
Yeah, I just loved the last shot where it showed the Starfighter, and you could just tell that thing was cooking, and it just showed like an outside shot of the cockpit where it was just like, yeah, it's a little sleight of tongue there. It just showed a cock. That really surprised everyone at D23.
Yeah.
But no, it showed an outside shot, and you could just tell the ship was cooking. And apparently, Gosling has he has one of the fastest starfighters ever built in the galaxy. And
Imperial Reaper, is that what he said?
I think so.
I forget.
When he had
Alfie-
it under the tarp, and it reminds you of like the car that the kid finds in the garage, you know, like the kid's running his hand along and he's like, hey, you don't touch that, you know?
Until the third act of the movie.
Alfie, any insight on that before we let you go? And then I'd love to hear your thoughts on Marvel Star Wars comics, Marvel Star Wars Legos, and we discussed would it be great to make Marvel Star Wars Black Series figures?
Yeah, that would be great. I would buy some. If there were places where you could go and exchange money for Black Series figures, I would buy a lot of them. You know,
Yeah.
it shouldn't have been that hard to find an Embo figure, but for some reason it was. And I still never saw a Mandalorian figure from the movie. I saw plenty of the stormtroopers in Colonel Ward, but I never saw a Mando figure. But anyway, I Marvel Star Wars, that sounds fun. 5, 6 issues of a comic book, awesome. I'm sure it's going to be great. And until I read who was writing it, and uh, maybe 30 years ago that would have excited me a little bit, but yeah,
Kevin Smith.
yeah. I hate to bring it up because I'm going to sound like, Brent says, the old man yelling at clouds, but his He-Man series sucked. I couldn't get through 2 episodes of it. So he's the kind of guy that at this point in his life, I don't want to mess him with things that I like. Is that too harsh? It sounded kind of harsh.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, he hasn't made anything worth watching since like Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back, maybe. I think everything after that has been a really fast decline.
I do know that He-Man series did not do well that he did, and I saw stuff about that. But
Yes, subverting expectations.
Okay.
yeah,
I'd rather
YouTube
drill a
has
hole in my head.
YouTube has the Starfighter trailer on lockdown, which is bullshit. They should have just released it to the public.
No, it doesn't. I watched it.
Alfie, is there anything after seeing that, before we let you go, anything in that little mini trailer that caught your eye, or other things that you're seeing or hearing that could go along with that?
About Starfighter?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pumped, and I'm pumped. I'm pumped for that. I'm pumped for the re-release of New Hope. I mean, there's a lot of good things going on, but outside of the things I kind of ran through,
I'm excited for it simply because it's actually being made. I know that sounds just like a total asshole thing to say, but for a project to have gone from idea to an actual film so quickly, the people behind it must have really had a great idea and were really solid in what they did, because they did it quick.
People love the idea, but talking to the guys at Bantha Tracks, they said that Gosling basically said, "I've got this many months coming up, and if I don't do this, it's not getting done because I'm booked for the next whatever year."
And I get that, the scheduling, but we're talking about a company that who they decided to use as their tentpole for their company has been writing the same fucking movie for like 6 years now, and they can't get it past that point. And all of a sudden, these guys were working on something, and we're like, "Hey, this is a good idea. We should make this a movie." And 2 years later, there's 30 seconds of footage. I mean, I know that's not a lot, but by Star Wars standards, that's like, the Godfather trilogy or something. That's like the equivalent of 12 hours a movie. It's a pretty big milestone to reach. We actually got a sizzle reel with real people in it, not just like hand-drawn pictures.
Do you?
I know that sounds like having such a bad attitude, but I mean, at this point with this company, it's not, because they are just they're not very good at the one thing that they're supposed to do. which is make Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
You're making me laugh talking about that right now, Alfie, because I showed my daughter the Bluey movie trailer where it was just,
Mhm.
I don't know if you saw it, where it was just them doing Keepy Uppy with the balloon. And it revealed that the movie is going to be 3D animated, which I personally love the animation in Bluey. I think the movie should have just stayed the same. But it was so funny because Harper was just like, well, what was that? And I was like, well, it's a teaser trailer because it just showed like Bluey and Bingo turn around for a second and then it just showed the Bluey movie. She's like, well, what is that? I was like, well, they're making the movie. It's a teaser trailer. She's like, I want to see more of it. I was just like, well, I'm like, that's what they do. That's why it's called a
That's
teaser
what it's
trailer.
supposed to do.
And she was like, well, I don't think they should make those because I want to see more of it. She was like so angry about it. It was so funny to me. And I'm just like, I know how you feel. Like, get used to it if you like movies. But like you said, they gave us some juice in that for the 30 seconds or so that it was, you know?
Mhm.
There was some polish.
I mean,
work
think
in
about,
there.
poor Daisy Ridley is getting ready to go on another, interview circuit and have to say the same thing that she's been saying for the past 3 years. Oh yeah, I've read the script. It's great. It's the greatest thing I've ever read. And
Hey,
where's
she
the,
is in the she is in the Johnny Depp Scrooge movie. I mean,
yeah. And she's going to do interviews on that and be asked about that Star Wars movie for like the 4th time in a cycle.
And not answer a single question about the movie.
Right.
Like, okay,
And that's
we'll
not
finally ask you about this movie.
That's not a dig at her. It's a dig at Lucasfilms. I mean, you have like one thing that you're supposed to be good at, and you really suck at it. I mean, you're just terrible at it.
Yeah, that puts her in a
Like
rough position.
I'll say it again. The Mandalorian and Grogu is the best Disney Star Wars movie that Lucasfilm made, and it's like a C+ movie. But it's an actual like good movie from beginning to end. It's not a great Star Wars, but it's a terrible Star Wars movie. But it was actually a decent movie that everybody in the family liked.
Yep.
All right. Do you have anything close up shop before you go, Alfie? So you can get some rest because you work nonstop?
No, that's about it. We'll save it for next time. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm excited for Starfighter. I'm excited for Ahsoka. Another thing that seemed like must be great is Maul. I mean, they're already pushing to season 2. What is that, next year?
Yeah. I don't know when because Ahsoka, January, A New Hope is coming out, in April? And then Starfighter in May. So
it's going to be a great year.
That. Yeah, after that. Okay, Alfie, go take a break. It was great to have you back. Great to see you.
Yep.
We'll let you get to sleep before these other ones. I know Brent's going to have to break away soon as well. So thank you. There he goes. He's clicking away, ladies and gentlemen. We saw Alfie again. It was so good to see Alfie. Brent Dykeman, you have been taking all this in. Any comments, thoughts, anything? Ahsoka, Starfighter, any of the above topics?
I mean, I saw the trailer, so I don't know what you guys are talking about. I showed you a portion of it.
I mean,
So,
it sucks because I know it's on Twitter, but I'm not logged in on Twitter on my computer. And
I can put my phone up to the screen, I guess. Yeah.
I'm a sucker for trailers. I also am a sucker for allowing a movie to have its voice and not worrying about where it falls in a bigger situation, in a bigger lineup, in a miss or a hit or whatever. Like, I want it to be entertaining, and I get entertained if I can escape into a world that I didn't exist in before. If that's Stranger Things and I'm escaping into Harkins, if that's the worst roommate ever, and I'm trying to think about like the guy with the neck tattoo and why are all these women falling for this dude? Because whatever, it doesn't matter what it is. I get entertained and sucked into stories. So I'm excited for all of those. I just don't get excited. I mean, we're a part of it because we're a reaction show. We're a podcast that talks about it. But I don't get excited about all of the people that think they know better than the creatives. Let it happen. Did they miss? Yeah, they've missed. Okay. And like, let's move on. I don't know. Like, you guys compare it to sports fandom, and I'm just not a fanatic fan. I'm an Atlanta Falcon fan, but I'm also realistic to say they may win 5 games this year because who knows who's going to be at the quarterback position, right? They're still trying to figure that out. So I'm realistic in my fandom. I'm not a homer that thinks that everything is going to be candy and roses, but I allow it to have its voice. I allow it to give it its space. So that's my biggest take. I don't know.
Okay. Hey, D-Doc, he mentioned The Worst Roommate Ever. There's a series on Netflix. What is it, Brent? Worst Neighbor Ever?
Oh, there's a bunch of them, but yeah.
Yeah. Worst Neighbor. They have one in there about a neighborhood that's just a few miles away from Brent and I.
Mm-hmm.
And in south side of Indianapolis, Richmond Hill. So if you see one, if you want to go check out a show and know that it happened within miles of Brent and I where we lived,
I'll check it out.
Worst Neighbor Ever. And it's, I don't remember the title, but it's in Richmond Hill and it's in
Richmond
Indiana.
Hill, I think, is the name of it.
Okay.
Basically, sir, what they did was what everyone has thought you could do in a movie. They kicked the gas line off, put a metal water bottle in a microwave, and went to a casino, set the timer on the microwave to go off with the gas inside the house, thinking it was going to start a fire, and it blew up the neighborhood.
Holy crap.
Yeah. I mean, it happened right. I mean,
at the time, so I was talking to my daughter because we watched it just recently. At the time, I lived about 15 miles away, and I heard it.
Yeah.
Really?
You could feel it. Yeah.
I didn't feel it, but I heard. It was loud enough that, like, so I told her, and this is something that I did when I lived out in Arizona. If I heard something that I thought were gunshots, I'd always try to find a clock. So if anybody came to my door and asked me, hey, did you hear anything? I would know what time. So I heard that go off, and it was out of the norm. I was playing like a video game. Harper was in bed because she was a baby. I was playing a video game. I think Sam at the time was out at a wedding or something, whatever. I heard it go off, and it was like 11 or 12, or like between 10 and 11 o'clock at night. And Sam came home and was like, did you know that there was like a bomb that went off? And I was like, was it between 10 and 11? And she's like, I think so. I was like, that's what the noise was. But yeah, so like I could tell, like it was impressive. So I'm not giving all the details because they go into more details, but that's the story of what it was.
Did they kill people with it?
Unfortunately,
you got to go check it out.
Fast, but only 2, right? I mean, it blew the whole neighborhood up at 10, 11 o'clock at night, but only 2 people passed.
Natural gas scares me.
And the couple got married in the church that I was going to at the time.
Oh, no way. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. Very just D-Doc. You get, when you get done with it, you'll be like, I hate those people.
Yes.
I hate
they are vile, disgusting human beings.
Yeah.
They exist everywhere.
That is true.
So okay.
Yes, I'm excited for Starfighter. I'm excited. I will say what you guys are talking about, Doc. You said Ahsoka. It looks like they made the next step up with the visuals. Here's where I love the old school trilogy, and the old, dirty, grimy, lived-in feel of the old original trilogy. I believe the prequels weren't as lived in, and even the sequel trilogies were definitely not as lived in. And I think it may be because it falls after the original trilogy, before the sequel trilogy, why it's so clean and pristine, but it just comes across as too clean and pristine. And I just long for some of that lived in dirty feel. So if you were to take those, like, my criticism of that Star Destroyer scene is it looks like models. Like, it looks like the figures and the models that I play with in my games. I know to another level. I know it's clean, but it's too clean. It doesn't have that dirty feel. And that's that's a me thing.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna watch it. I'll still enjoy it, but like, it just doesn't have that lived-in feel that I want from some of the Star Wars stuff that I watch.
Yeah, I can definitely see that too. Like, I agree with that. I was just thinking to myself too, like, has any modern Star Wars been filmed on film, like anytime recently, or has it all been filmed digitally as far as the cameras go that they use
I
to
think the only
record it?
one didn't Force Awakens. Didn't he use
Real
he,
film?
He used film. Yeah,
Because real film looks better and it looks like a movie when it's filmed. Like, real film is better than digital. And I feel like a lot of modern movies that do well, like The Odyssey and stuff, you find out that they're filming on real film cameras. Obviously, he was using the IMAX camera, but I feel like filmmakers are starting to go back to real film because it gives that aesthetic and that lived in feel and the feel of a movie. And obviously this comes into the props department as well and visual effects, but I don't know. I feel like Star Wars needs a brave director to do something camera wise at one point to make it look and have the feel of some of the older lived in stuff as well.
I want my sports in 4K, but I don't know if I want my movies in 4K.
True.
I agree with you 100% on that, Brent.
There are things that I think benefit from 4K. Sitcoms may benefit from 4K. Sports, 1000%, I want in 4K because that will give me the most authentic feel of watching it and being there with that crispness there. But there's just something about the movies when you have that lived-in feel. Like, I feel like Rogue One. Like, I'll go to Rogue One, which was a Disney movie. There was part of why that had such a, I think, for me, mystique is that it was made in 2012, but it looked like it could have been made in 1977.
I agree.
And when they went into the Yavin base, you felt like you were in 1977 set Yavin base. You didn't feel like you were in a 2015 set with all that clean and because they could have cleaned it up, but they made it dirty and they allowed it to be a little bit dirty and they let it fit in that world.
No, I get it because I think some of the things that work is a little bit of dimness or darkness, and then real film allows for your imagination to work a little bit more and allows for the imperfections. Like when you film it so clean, you see too much. You almost need to have that feel of I've got to really dive into this and accept that it's something different and I've got to go with it. And I think that kind of filming allowed us to do that with the original trilogy. The reason we looked at it that way is it felt like a lived in, darker, you didn't see the imperfections everywhere. While now you see these crystal clear lines and everything. And it kind of changes the perspective of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the worst scenes to go and watch is Lando in Return of the Jedi talking to Han about going on the away mission when Lando's going to the Millennium Falcon. Because now you can see that was a matte painting in the background.
Yeah.
And it is so glaringly obvious that when I was watching it as a kid, it looked like he was in the hangar. But now it's so bad that like he definitely is like 2 feet away from that picture, or they just put a plate behind him in post and they shot it with double shot it or something.
Right.
Like, you can tell that it's just not the same.
It's because they've cleaned it up so much, right, and done so much work to it. Yeah, I agree.
That's one of the worst ones. Do you guys know exactly what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
One of the worst. It's too clean for that scene.
So this is interesting. The cinematographer for Rogue One, Greg Fraser, he wanted to shoot the movie on film. Like he wanted it to be on film, but the studio wanted him to shoot it digitally. So what he did is he paired an Alexa 65, which is a digital camera. He paired it with a vintage Ultra Panavision 70, which is an anamorphic lens. No clue what that is.
Basically, it's just a lens that diffuses the light through it to give it that same effect as the old lived-in.
The combination delivered a large format digital image with the optical character and classic 65 70 millimeter film lens. So he played some games to make it look like it was filmed the old school way, which it gave that feel. Like, you're totally right about that, Brent. Like, Rogue One has that feel. Like, it feels like it blends with the old school movies, just with better visual effects when they're in space and everything.
Yeah. I mean, the space stuff, but again, that's almost too clean and pristine. Yeah, they use some of the old 77 footage in those dogfights and stuff like that. But like at the same time, like when you see the hammerhead running into the, like that's also like that's pretty clean. When you see them trying to go through the portal and like race to get through the closing portal, that's kind of in that like modern way of doing
Definitely.
it. A lot cleaner.
Definitely.
No, I agree. I've kept you guys long enough. Brent, you got to go mold young minds and be around youngsters, I'm sure, tomorrow. Anything you want to close up shop with?
Yeah, just enjoy Star Wars. Let it be fun. Let it breathe. We have our jobs. They're not movie makers. I'm not a movie maker. I don't plan to be one. I will allow it and I will react to it, but I will also sit back and say I watch all of them. It doesn't matter what it is. Last night I went to bed watching Resistance. Yes, Star Wars Resistance was what I put on and it put me to sleep. I don't care. I will watch it all.
Love it.
Good. Love it. D-Doc, how about you?
Star Wars yoga with Brent. Let it breathe. Enjoy what you're watching. I would pay for an episode of that.
Yes, that needs to be a YouTube channel.
Lower your expectations.
I don't know if it's lower the expectations, but just allow it to be and not think that you got to change it. The whole damn Alfie slid it in there in a comment, but I didn't react to it. I said the world between worlds. He's like, yeah, when they're going to come and save Ben Solo. He threw it in there.
I heard it.
He threw it in there. I didn't respond to it.
You didn't take the bait. Yeah. Okay.
But those people that want that because they want to erase the sequel trilogy, let's just go back to World Between Worlds so we can erase the sequel trilogy.
Well, my closing thoughts are: it was good to have the full crew back tonight, having some fun. Just just classic Rule the Galaxy podcast. It was fun to break down that Ahsoka trailer too. So just good to be back and good to talk the wars, as Brent says.
100% agree. I can't thank you guys enough. Just everybody go have a good week. Enjoy whatever next Star Wars news comes out. Go watch if you have a favorite Star Wars movie, go watch it this week. If you have a favorite Star Wars show on Disney Plus, go watch it this week. So next week you can send us comments and say, I watched this and I really enjoyed it. And we can talk about people out there enjoying Star Wars. As Brent said earlier, follow us everywhere, either Rule the Galaxy or Rule the Galaxy SW. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on podcast platforms. And email us rulegalaxysw@gmail.com. Tell us who you want to invite to our 400th episode, because Brent's really excited about that. And yeah, and
I started at like 7.
Yeah, I know. And D-Doc started at 92 or 96.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was at number 1, still here. Gosh.
Well, I mean, right. Okay. You are the glue, right? You are the father that wants to rule the galaxy as father and son. So
there we go. Well, that saves us right there. Hey, thanks to you guys. Thanks to Alfie, the new guy who just joined the show. And until next week, may the Force be with you.
This is